Welcome back to Big Mama's house. This is Papa's edition. Papa unhinged, uncensored, and unedited. All my episodes, none of them will be edited. So whatever I say, good or bad, you're going to hear it. So I'm here in the kitchen with Mama. Mama's making some pie.
Hi, everybody.
But today, this episode is going to be about sports. We're not going to talk about movies or anything like that right now, or current events. I'm going to rant on about some umpires. No, umpiring. About in baseball, how the strike zone. Nobody knows what the strike zone is anymore when it comes to umpires. You know, I mean, it's supposed to be. When I was in school, the strike zone was waist, right to knees, or not waist, but chest to knees. All right, when I was in ball. But now it's like mid belly, to knees, and these umpires have no idea what a strike zone is. You can tell that in these games. One time, a pitcher can throw a ball just on the outside corner, and it'd be a ball. The very next pitch, same one, it'd be a strike. It's very frustrating as a fan. I can't imagine how it is as a player to stand in the batter's box not knowing what the strike zone is. It just, you'd have to swing at pitches that are inside, that would normally be called balls, but you have to swing in it because you don't know if the umpire's going to call it a strike. And it's not just one or two umpires. It is every damn one of them. Okay? Every one of them has a turn because they take turns. They go around into home plate. The next game, they're third base. Next game, second. I'm not complaining about, the first base, second base, and third base umpires at all. Okay? I'm talking about the home plate umpires. Okay? The people, when they're at a home plate, they don't even know what they're doing anymore. The pitch clock thing is, I'm for the pitch clock, but it's getting to be on my nerves when it comes to the umpires because that's all they're looking at. They're not even looking at the strike zone anymore. They're looking at that stupid pitch clock to see if they can give anybody, one of those, a ball or a strike, automatic without even throwing a pitch. So I'm all for the pitch clock. I'm all for robo-ump. Hopefully they bring robo-ump in next year because that's a rumor. And after this year, with all these bad balls and strike calls, I am all for robo-ump.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. They're actually doing it in the minor leagues. They always start everything in the minors.
Oh, yeah.
They started a pitching clock in the minors last year. They're starting robo-ump, which I won't mind. It's not going to be really like a robot. Okay? You know how in games they have that little box up that's a strike zone?
Yes.
Okay? I think when it hits that, then it's going to be like, automatically it's gonna call it. It's like a computer. I don't think it's gonna be a regular, like a robot standing back there with a little umpiring mask on. It's gonna be one of those, with a pitch is in the strike zone, green. It's out of strike zone, red. Or black or whatever. Whatever they decide, whatever color. But we need something other than human umpires because they are changing the game.
Well, and humans are fallible. We all know that. Every human makes mistakes. You blink at the wrong second and you guess. Well,
it also depends where they stand behind the catcher.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, if you see the catcher right, look at me, you're right here. You don't have to look at me. But I'm impersonating a catcher. You all can't see me. It's kind of stupid of me. But you're standing or you're squatting, right? And then say the umpire is looking over his left shoulder. Or if it's a right-hand batter, all right, he can actually see the inside pitches, but he can't call the outside, which is over the right shoulder.
Interesting.
Now, if he's over the right shoulder, all right, he can call, if it's a right-hand batter, he can call the outside pitch, but he always gets the inside pitch wrong because he doesn't have a good view.
Interesting.
So I think, well, maybe they should, instead of going robo-ump, maybe put the home plate umpire out by the mound and call it like that. And then he can also help on the bases. That's how we did it in Teen League. We had umpires behind the plate, but sometimes you could have an umpire out there by the pitching mound. It makes so much more sense because you can see the ball. It's like when you're watching a baseball game and you got a center field camera.
Yep.
Right behind the pitcher to home plate. You can see every pitch. Okay? And, they don't have the box in real life there.
Right.
That's just a TV thing.
Unfortunately.
Exactly. But, you can see everything. You can see... And it does make the umpires look more, dumb, I guess you can say, or more unknowledgeable when it comes to the strike zone.
Technology is just pointing out how fallible they are.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm all for it. I mean, if you're, what the strike zone is. I mean, you can't be screwing up strike zones. You can't be calling a pitch a foot outside a strike.
Right.
I mean, that's just ridiculous.
I had to fire an umpire.
And they have done that. We actually had to fire an umpire like that for our softball league, but that's for another episode down the road. Yeah, we don't really want to bring that into this mix.
No, not today.
You really get me unhinged.
Woo.
But anyway, that's just my unhinged moment on the umpires. Football referees are the same. Trust me, especially that stupid-ass Super Bowl referee that blew it for my Eagles. Yes, Michael, I'm calling the Chiefs out. Anyway, now, here are my top, when I was talking about football, I am going to talk about baseball some, but right now I'm in a football mood. I got a top 10 QBs going into the 2023-24 season. My number 10 is going to be Ryan Tannehill. And he's only at number 10 right now. It's because they got DeAndre Hopkins recently for the Titans, and he's going to make Ryan Tannehill just a little bit better. But not number 10. He's not better than number 10. But he is, just because of DeAndre Hopkins, he is in the top 10.
Okay.
But that could change come the season. These are going to be changing each week. Number 9, I got Daniel Jones from the Giants. Don't ask me why I put him number 9. I'm not a big Giants fan. I can't stand Daniel Jones. He had that one good year. So I'm gonna go off that one good year, and he just got $40 million to do better.
Oh my.
Yeah, so I mean, which means he'll probably do worse because he got paid.
Right.
A lot
Guaranteed
a lot of players do better when they're on contract years than they do when they get their contract. So,
you kick back and relax.
But I think I'm gonna give him a break, and I'm going to go off last year's numbers. And Daniel Jones, you are number 9. Be happy you're there. Your team's no good, and it's going to be proven this year, but you're there. Number 8, I got Trevor Lawrence from the Jags. Another one. He's had a good season. Took the Jags to the playoffs.
Surprising.
Doug Peterson, former Eagles coach, got there, and he did the same thing with Trevor Lawrence that he did with Carson Wentz. Made him good, because Doug Peterson's he's a good coach. I like Doug Peterson. But Trevor Lawrence is number 8. He could go up, he could go down. Again, these are just week by week, although of course not week by week now. Preliminary, before training camp starts next week. But when the season does start, I'm going to have power rankings for everything, including teams, every week. So it'll be more interesting come up when the season starts. Number 7, I got Justin Fields. I do believe in Justin Fields. I believe that he's going to be better, if he stays healthy. The Bears gave him some weapons. They put some offensive linemen in front of him.
Still Bears.
So I think, in the long run, I think Justin Fields and the Bears, in fact, who knows, the Bears might even make a wild card this year. They might win a division. Who knows? But Justin Fields right now is my number 7 best quarterback. Number 6, I got Aaron Rodgers. A lot of you are like, oh yeah, he's higher, he's lower, whatever. I'm not going by his reputation. I'm going by last year. And now he's with the Jets. So hopefully he does better for the Jets. Lizard loves the Jets. She's not a big Rodgers fan. She wished they'd have got another quarterback like Lamar Jackson. I put that in her head. But that'd have been a much better pick for the Jets than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers might have one good season, and then that second year on his contract is just going to go. It's going to be crap.
He's tired.
Yeah, he's 39 years old. So that's old in quarterback football age. That's not old in age. But as far as a football athlete, yeah, that's pretty old. For number 5, I got Justin Herbert. He's a really good quarterback. He just doesn't really have a team around him. I mean, he has playmakers. He just never has an offensive line around him to help block. I mean, he's got those receivers. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. He's got those guys. But again, everybody needs an offensive line in front of them to protect them.
Well, yeah.
And if you have a good offensive line, you're going to have good quarterback play. And
when your quarterback's not going to be injured all the time.
Unfortunately, for the Chargers, the LA Chargers, that's never an issue. It's never an issue. I mean, their offensive line is always bad. Oh. Never good.
Oh, no. know.
So hopefully this year's different for him. So, but I got Justin Herbert at number 5. It could be up or down depending on his season. Number 4, I got Joe Burrow. All right, now before you all out there start yelling at me that he's not number 4, he should be higher, blah, 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 blah. Again, he is not better than Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, okay?
Mahomes!
And he's definitely not better than Jalen Hurts. So that makes him number 4 because I got Josh Allen 3, Hurts 2, and Mahomes 1. Now, my prediction this year are the Chiefs not making the Super Bowl. They're not even going to make the playoffs.
Stop
They're
it.
not even going to win the division.
Stop it.
So Mahomes is going to be whatever.
So Mama likes the Chiefs,
Yep.
the Bears,
Yeah.
and the Colts.
Okay.
Of course, we all love the Eagles and support them above all others in this house. However, Mama has a particular leanings towards those 3 teams. And that's who I tend to pick whenever we do our family football pick-up.
Football pick. Yeah, we're going to do that this year.
So,
on air, by the way. We're going to do it on air.
Lord. Oh,
Every
gosh,
week.
That's too much pressure,
Nope.
you guys. Too much pressure.
Every week. That's the best
Isn't
way to do
that
it.
a pretty-looking pie?
That is a really good-looking pie.
Thank you.
Very good job. But, yeah, I mean, we're Chiefs. Well, I'm an Eagle fan. That's it. I don't care about any other team.
I know you don't.
But, I mean, I will root for others more than some. Depends who they're playing. I used to like the Chiefs a little bit until, some of my friends and wives decide to like them and they think Patrick Mahomes is the best thing since sliced bread. Or
like his
since banana
name.
pie.
I say he's my homie, and that's why I like him. I don't know anything about players or stats. I just go with my gut and who I like. And that's...
Well, his wife's a gold digger, okay?
Oh, no!
Yeah. She's marrying him for his money. That's
no.
it. She really likes his brother.
Oh.
Right, Michael?
Hot damn.
My friend Michael out there is Chiefs
Getting
fan.
jiggy with it out there in football land.
They are. But, I mean, that's my top 10 quarterbacks. If you have anything to debate about with me, go ahead, put it in the comments. I will definitely debate with you back. These are expert picks. Okay? I am an expert at picking. So if you have any questions, you're going to be wrong. Anyway, my number 1 quarterback is Mahomes.
Mahomes!
My number 2 quarterback is Hurts. Number 3 is Josh Allen. 4 is Joe Burrow. 5 is Justin Herbert. 6 is Aaron, the old man Rodgers. 7 is Justin, I'm always hurt, Fields.
Oh, no.
8 is Trevor Lawrence. 9 is Daniel, I only had 1 good year, Jones, and I'm making $40 million off it. And 10 is Ryan, I have on DeAndre Hopkins, and you don't, Tannehill. Now, that's the only reason he's number 10 is because of the star wide receiver he got yesterday. Anyway, if you have any other people that should be on that list, let me know. Dak Prescott's not even going to make the top 15 because I just cannot stand the Cowboys.
They suck!
And he throws interceptions more than anybody. But that being said, that is my top 10 quarterbacks. Now I'm going to go with top 10 teams.
Top 10 teams.
My number 10 is the Dolphins. I know some of you are going to say, oh, it's too low. It could be. I could be wrong. It could be higher. But without the health of Tua, we don't know how healthy he's going to be. So without Tua, there's no Dolphins. In fact, Tua is number 11. Okay, on the top 10. But he made 11. But number 10 for the teams is the Dolphins. All right, and again, that could go up. It could go up, but it could go completely out of top 10. Number 9, I got the Titans, and that's only because DeAndre Hopkins. Right, if he stays healthy, he's going to make Ryan Tannehill a way better quarterback, and he's going to make that Tennessee Titan team a way better team. All right, if it wasn't for DeAndre Hopkins, there would be no Titans in any of these top 10 power rankings. All right, but again, they could go up.
It seems kind of odd that the Titans are in the top 10 anything.
Well, they got one of the best receivers out there now. Hopefully, he stays healthy. Hopefully, he doesn't get suspended for something stupid that he's been doing. Whatever. He's been
doing something stupid.
Well, no. He got suspended last year. I forget what it's for, but he got suspended, so he couldn't play for Arizona, and decided to trade him. They decided to release him. Actually, they released him. And
what the hell did he do?
I don't remember. I mean, I have to look it up. But he didn't play at all last year.
I mean, it's not a pretty looking pie.
That is a pretty pie. Number 8 team is the Giants. All right, and I know I don't like the Giants. They had a good season last year, and that's what I'm going off of. So again, depends what they do this year. They could be up higher in the top 10. They could be even out of the top 10. Week by week, this is a week by week power rankings, everybody, so we'll see how that goes. Number 7, I got the Rams. Yeah, the LA Rams.
Traitor.
Not the St. Louis Rams.
Traitors!
Because the St. Louis Rams didn't have as many fans as the LA Rams because they never showed up. That's why they moved them out of St. Louis. Anyway, the LA Rams are number 7. And I think they're going to have a good season. I think Stafford's going to come back, have a bounce back year. They're not going to win anything, in my prediction. I mean, they'll make the playoffs, but they're not going to win a division. That goes to the Niners. They could be a wild card team. But again, this here it could go up and down. They could be even higher come the season starting, or lower, or even out the top 10. Number 6, I got the LA Chargers. So I got LA teams right back there, back to back. LA Chargers, I think, have a better chance of making the playoffs and winning the division more than the Rams. They have a better quarterback, Justin Herbert. They got a better all-around team overall. Baker Mayfield, also is, well, he's not with the Rams anymore. But he was with the Rams last year because Stafford got hurt. But Stafford is actually a good quarterback too. But I think Justin Herbert is better. And again, it could go up and down. Number 5, I got the 49ers. They're still crying about the NFC Championship game. Wah, 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 move on with your bad selves. You lost. Eagles were better. Bottom line, move on. But I got you at number 5. All right. Now, if you do good, you'll go up. If you do bad, you'll go out. All right. Just how it is. You don't have to whine about it if it happens. When you 40 whiner fans out there see the power rankings, hear the power rankings, because there's no visual, it's audio. So once you hear me give off my power rankings, and you hear me say the 40 whiners are number 11 out of 10, that's because your team sucks. But right now, I'm giving them the 5th best. So we'll see how it goes. Number 4, the Bills. 4th best team right now in the power rankings. They're going to win the division. They're going to beat the Dolphins. They're going to beat the Patriots. They're going to beat the Jets. Sorry, Aaron Rodgers fans and Jeff fans. The Bills are going to win the division. But again, they could go up, down. It all depends how Josh Allen, the number 3 quarterback in the quarterback power rankings, do. That's all up to Josh Allen. Number 3, I got the Bengals. Yes, I got the Bengals. I can't have a power ranking without the Bengals team because people would cry without Joe Burrow and the Bengals. But I got the Bengals there. Yes, they got the Chiefs number. I hate to say it, everybody, but the Bengals have the Chiefs number. The Chiefs got lucky last year by beating them. But it's gonna be another dogfight if they play again this year in the playoffs. It's gonna be a dogfight. But right now I got the Bengals at 3.
Go Chiefs!
I got the Bengals at 3. It could be worse. It could be better depending on how the season goes. Number 2, I got the Eagles. And that's because they're coming off of a strong Super Bowl appearance, and they could have won that Super Bowl if it wouldn't have been for poor officiating on that last holding call. Now I wouldn't say anything about it if they would have been calling those holding calls all game. But they didn't.
They didn't.
They waited to that one play, right there towards the end, to keep the Chiefs on the field and don't give the Eagles a chance. If that wouldn't have happened, the Chiefs would have kicked the field goal and the Eagles would have had a chance to come back and win a game. Or at least tie it. But they didn't. And the referee screwed up. And it's on him. And I hope he's fired. But the Eagles are number 2 going into the season. And of course, I got the Chiefs number 1 because they are the Super Bowl champions. They have gotten better since last year. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. The Chiefs will win the division in the West. Not the Broncos. The Chiefs will win it. There you go, Michael. Michael, you happy? And everybody in Chiefs Kingdom is going to be so happy until the Eagles beat them again in the Super Bowl.
All right.
That's my prediction. Anyway, that is my top 10 teams, my top 10 QBs. And my rant on the baseball umpires. Right now, the baseball standings haven't changed much. We still got the Rangers leading the West. We still got the Rays leading the American League East. We still got...
what is happening in sports that these nowhere teams are coming up and kicking butt this year?
Well, I know, yeah, exactly.
The Rays?
The Rangers
right.
in the West, yeah. They're doing it. The Rays have the second best, or did have the second best record in baseball.
Who even remembered that they were teams?
Yeah, the fans don't show up. Right. Not for the Rays games. When the Rays and Phillies played, the Phillies had more fans than the Rays. When they played in Tampa, the Phillies had more fans in Tampa than the Rays fans did. And the Rangers, Texas is more of a Houston fan, not a Texas Ranger fan. Shohei Ohtani will get traded in the trade at the trade deadline. I'm not sure to who, but he will get traded. Probably to the Dodgers, I'm thinking. That's my prediction of the Dodgers. Because they're stinking. They don't have Trout for a while. He hurt himself, so he'll be out for a lot more of the season, probably close to the rest of the season, probably. And without Trout and Ohtani, there's no Angels, actually. No LA Angels. The Yankees are last place in the division in the East. How about that? The Yankees are last place
I
in
told
the
you,
division.
this whole last couple seasons have been kind of crazy.
But the Yankees are 49 and 42, right? That means their division is the best record, is the best division in baseball. Every one of those teams is over 500. So, but still, the Yankees are last place. Who'd have thunk it? They still have a chance at playoffs, but I don't think they're going to have a chance at the division, especially without Aaron Judge for the foreseeable future. We got the Braves in the East still leading it. They're actually leading baseball. They got 60-some wins, more than any other team in baseball right now. They're leading it in home runs. They're leading it in almost everything. That's what happens. The Braves, they do have good regular seasons, but then when we get to the postseason, except for one, they lose.
Yep.
Like last year, they lost to the Phillies in 3 games. Well, 5 games. And they had home field advantage. The Braves did. So, you can have the greatest record in the world. When it comes to the playoffs, it's a whole new season.
That's right.
The Mets are most likely going to be sellers in that division. They're probably going to sell, probably going to trade Max Scherzer, probably trade Verlander. Their prize free agent they signed in the offseason. That was going to be, they're supposed to be helping Max Scherzer, but he's helping them. He's helping them closer to the basement. That's how bad the Mets are doing. They're not going to trade Lindor. They're not going to trade the first baseman, Alonso. They've already traded Escobar. They've got a good young third baseman, Aaron Beatty. They're not going to trade Nimmo. They just signed him to 7 years. They're not going to trade him. But they will trade Scherzer and Verlander. Most likely those guys. The Phillies are going to be buyers. I look for them to get. I want them to get a couple Cardinals, whether it be the pitchers or whether it be Nolan Arenado for third base, because we need a third baseman. Alec Boehm, he's a good third baseman, but he plays good first base too. So we need a steady third baseman over there in Philly. But we really do need a 5th starter. So Jordan Montgomery really makes more sense than any position player, because position players, we're doing okay with what we got. We just need some more pitching in Philly. The Marlins, they're doing really good. They've been on a losing streak the last 3 or 4 in a row. They're still leading the wild card. Well, they're second wild card behind the Giants. But still, they're still there. Usually, by every year at this time, they're usually towards the basement, looking to be sellers. But they're going to be buyers. And in the next 2 weeks, anything can happen. It's a trade deadline. Anybody can go. Shohei Ohtani's going to go somewhere. The Mets pitchers are going to go somewhere. You got the Cardinals. Who knows what Mozeliak's going to do? He's crazy. He could trade everybody. He could trade the farm. And that's why fans hate him, because he's just not a good GM or a good person in charge of personnel anymore. But you got the Brewers most likely winning that division. It's going to be between the Brewers and Reds. Nobody else is close in that division in the Central. American League Central is probably going to be the Twins. It's just a bad division. You can be below 500 and still win that division. That's how bad the division is. Then we got American League, West. You got the Dodgers. You got the Dodgers now leading the division in the National League West. I'm actually doing this without paper, without any kind of organization at all. I'm just thinking about this in my head. So if I screw something up...
Yes, people, he remembers all this nonsense.
Yes, I'm doing it all from my head. And I do forget names sometimes. But who cares? If they're in another team other than Phillies, who cares? I don't. But, or the Eagles, who cares? I won't forget their names. But, you have the big trading deadline coming up, like I said. Some weird and wacky stuff going on with the Rangers leading the West. Got the Rays leading the East, and the Yankees last place in the East.
Craziness.
Crazy, just crazy. Get the Marlins still in it. Heck, the Pirates are still in it. They could still be buyers. So, anything could happen. There's still 70-some games to go in a season. And like I said, anything between now and the 70 games. Now I'm going to have another episode coming up here closer to trade deadline with more baseball. Training camp for football teams starting next week. Can't wait for that to happen. I don't have any NBA news because I don't really care about the NBA that much. Hockey, same thing, don't care. I don't care about the Women's World Cup in soccer or the Men's World Cup in soccer. This page will most likely be just football and baseball, pro wrestling, but not this episode. If you want me to talk about anything else, put in the comments and I will. I'll do research. And for all my fans out there, whether I don't care who you're a fan of, what sport you're a fan of, if you want me to report on soccer, hockey, bowling, golf, anything, I will do my research on it and I will put it into my shows. But for right now, it's just the baseball, pro wrestling, and football, the three most interesting sports and sports entertainment things happening. And plus, with WWE, AEW war, anything can happen with Vince and Triple H in charge. But this isn't the episode for that. This is just a throw together episode, and to give you my opinion on the umpires and baseball. No good, man. No good. Thumbs down. 2 thumbs down to all the umpires behind the plate. Like I said.
2 middle fingers up.
Now, what I said is, like the base umpires on our bases, they're fine. It's when they're behind the plate and they think they know the strike zone, which they don't really do. That's when, 2 thumbs down and 2 middle fingers up. Exactly. And the referees in football, same thing. Get your act together. It's your livelihood. Umpires, you umpire 162 games a year. You need to get your head out of your butt, and you need to
Call fairly or get the fuck out.
Exactly. Know the strike zone, do your homework, or quit the job. So somebody else can come in and do your job better than you. Anyway, that's my sports for today, for the week. I might have one later in the week. But for now, go Eagles, go Phillies, and use your turn signals. Thank you.